we are not 100% there where I would like to be, but again, I think we have made progress, and in particular, we saw today a confirmation that the European Union as a whole backs the European perspective of the Western Balkans. The Council also underlines the geostrategic importance of integrating the Western Balkans, and as I said it in my introduction today, we are not talking about the backyard of the Union, it's the inner courtyard of the Union, and therefore it's obvious that hopefully sooner than later these 6 countries can be integrated. Nevertheless, in this light, it's unfortunately that a minority of member states were not able to support the Commission's clear proposal to open accession negotiations with Albania and with North Macedonia already today. It remains the Commission's firm belief that the Union has to reward those who have delivered on all the requirements the Council itself had unanimously set here in Luxembourg exactly 1 year ago. Our collective credibility is at stake, and our incentives and leverage for tough reforms across the region are equally, so to say, at stake. We are not proposing this to be nice to specific countries, but because it's in our very own self-interest. Either, as I'm always saying, we export stability or we would import instability, and therefore it's so important to work together with these countries in order to improve the living conditions of citizens there. Therefore, enlargement policy only works if it remains based on individual merits and incentives. Let's be clear, today we risk not having a credible process at all. As today's conclusions say, enlargement is a strategic investment in peace, democracy, prosperity, security and stability in Europe. I therefore trust that the Member States will not now all be able to decide straight after the summer. Indecision and inaction are not an option, and I am convinced and trustful that all Member States and their respective institutions will have the ability and the time frame to look into our report and our recommendations and to have a thorough assessment. And of course, you can look today at Albania and you might be worried about the ongoing political situation, in particular ahead of the local elections. But it's important to differentiate between what has been agreed with Albania and the European Union based at the European Union side of a unanimous decision of all Member States. And there have been 5 key priority areas where Albania had to deliver. And according to our assessment, Albania has delivered. And in particular, in this area of judiciary reform, they have made a judiciary reform in so to say, unprecedented dimension and magnitude. And to blame them now that, for instance, 8 out of 9 judges at the Constitutional Court have been dismissed because of this tough and robust instrument of vetting which we have together introduced and which is monitored by an international monitoring group, not only the Europeans but also, for instance, the Americans, would be in a way unfair because it has proven to be so to say, an efficient measure. But of course we cannot totally ignore the domestic political situation, and this is very much influencing, I have to say, the assessment of some of our member states. But I hope that now quasi this grace period till October might be helpful, and in order to change the opinion of one or the other member state. But we are mainly facing indeed institutional problems, but again I don't deny that there are some concerns in particular about the internal Albanian situation, and I hope this is also a kind of wake-up call for everybody in Albania, government but also opposition. And again, I'm confident, and I think, for instance, today I had a very good conversation with the French State Secretary for European Affairs, because it's very often President Macron but also others which arguing that we should first so to say work on our performance as European Union, deepen the integration, etc., and then we should have the next accession. And I think we could clarify today that it's not about something which should take place one after the other, but both things take its time, and therefore we should launch or we should have both processes in parallel.